Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through the round 5 matchups for the week ahead, and it's finally the end of the dreaded bye weeks to start the year. So we've got a full round, 9 games over 4 days, and yeah, going to be a busy Saturday for once. I'm going to pick and choose which games to watch over the weekend, but I'll be watching bunch of games from Thursday to Sunday. So please come and join me here. Like and subscribe below to know when I'm going live for some of the games this week. And yeah, come join me, hang out, talk some fantasy. First up on Thursday night, we gather round heading to the Adelaide Oval for Adelaide versus Carlton. Interesting one with Carlton having a very dire season so far, just falling apart in the second halves. And the Crows also got their niggles as well. They've been a bit unlucky with some score lines. Absolute belter of a game last week, but just got on the rough end of the stick in the end. But yeah, Jordan Dawson, I'm expecting to have a big game on Thursday night against the Blues. I'm thinking, yeah, had an absolute field day last time, was tackling plenty, marking plenty, getting busy as the main midfielder for the Crows. Hoping Isaac Rankin can come good finally. A couple of games now into the season and he's averaging like 50, and that's a bit concerning, but I'd like to see him build up his CBA time, hopefully get in the middle a bit more. And yeah, hopefully he can do a little bit better this week than the last few rounds. Josh Rochelli's been good though in the middle so far. We'll see if his time in the middle stays as what it was. With a few of these names coming back into it, like Saligo, Rankin, maybe upping their CBAs a bit more. Every week, I always think Riley Thilthorpe's going to kick a bag. I think he's going to kick a few on Thursday night at home at Adelaide Oval. Carlton have just fallen apart, as I said, and a bit hit or miss. Expecting Cripps to have a big one. Contested beast in the middle. Sarah's there. Walsh. They just haven't quite hit their marks yet to start the year, and I'm hoping that one of them can at least get towards the ton by the end of the week. Saw Nick Newman back last week, and he did pretty well to start the year. I'm expecting him to be on the kick-in duties again, and yeah, uh, assuming the ball's going to be down the back at Carlton a bit on Thursday night, he could be in for a few kick-ins, I think. So there's a couple from that game I'm interested in. Don't know if anyone's going to explode though. Should be a pretty good game to start gather round. On Friday night, you've got Collingwood versus Fremantle, and I think Nick Dacos and Scott Pendlebury are coming back into it. Out last week and absolutely demolished by the Lions. Should at least hopefully put up a bit of a fight against Fremantle's pretty formidable midfield. Nick Dacos coming back will help that a bit, but otherwise they've really struggled in the middle of the pies, I feel. Yeah, Pendles and Nick back. Who else is there? Yeah, it's going to be tough to go by. Ned Long, I'm hoping he can get some tackles for a change and do a bit better than he has. Defense wise, yeah, the Pies got a bit slaughtered last week. There's still no Darcy Moore. Jeremy Howe's a little bit weird at the moment. Not really holding down the back half. So I'll have to wait and see. I have a feeling Josh Tracy's going to kick a bag on Friday night. But hopefully that'll be a bit better for Collingwood than last week against the Lions with Nick Dacos back. North Melbourne versus Brisbane to start off the Saturday, assuming the Premiers are going to run over them. But North Melbourne has been competitive, especially in the midfield in recent weeks. Last week they came back against Carlton, of course. And yeah, Josh Wardlaw got up to speed for a change, which was good. I think he had like 11 tackles. So expecting a lot more pressure from North this time. And yeah, we'll see. I don't think McCluggage is coming back for the Lions. I think he's still out for a bit. So defensively minded, I'm thinking Dunkley is due for a decent week. We saw Neil have a good week last week. Zorko's been good as ever. I think he's a top 5 player to start the year. And yeah, Ashcroft. I'm expecting Will Ashcroft to definitely have a good week this week. I just think he's come into some form, hitting some 120s, getting 30 plus disposals regularly now. And yeah, I'm thinking Will Ashcroft is just there and he's going to be a gun for the week ahead. North Melbourne, look out for the Premiers coming for you. Essendon versus Demons in the afternoon game on Saturday. Oh no, it's the early afternoon. Yeah, it's during the North Melbourne Lions game. So Bombers versus Demons. Yeah, expecting Max Gawn to have an absolute field day against Lockie Blackiston, as well as that, expecting Jack Steele to have a big day against, a very underwhelming Bombers lineup. They did a little bit better last week, the Bombers. Thought they were going to get blown out by the Dogs, but they ended up having a decent second half. A lot of it was coming out of the back half through Archie Roberts, and Zach Merritt was getting back for a few kick-ins as well. So defensively, I'm excited for a couple of Bombers. I think they're actually getting a bit of it, obviously, in the back half because people are scoring on them so much. So players like Roberts, see if we get Ridley back someday soon. That'd be interesting. Who else is in the back half there, though? You got Zach Johnson coming good. He's a very nice rookie to look out for, Bombers fans. Very exciting. Don't know if Zach Reed is up or not for the week ahead, but a few Bombers defenders definitely on the cards. Andy McGrath as well. Be pretty good to start the year. Expecting a few 80 pluses at least for the Bombers in that one. As I said, Max Gawn, I think he's going to absolutely blow out Blackiston in the ruck. And Jack Steele tackling away. Cozzie's been lightning fast to start the year. I just feel like Melbourne's going to run over them. I think they've found some form. And they're holding it down pretty well to start the year, the Demons. Saturday afternoon is Sydney versus Gold Coast, which is probably my second best match of the week, I'm thinking. I think it's going to be a very close game. Top of the table kind of clash there. Two big names going at it. And there's a couple missing for both sides. So still waiting to see if Christian Petrarca's coming back. Matt Rowell was a bit iffy last week to come back for his first game. I think you got Angus Sheldrick missing this week for the Swans. So someone will have to pick up there a bit because he was pretty good last week. And Grundy, actually, I reckon is going to have a big day against Jared Witts because I feel like Witsy hasn't quite had a adjustment to the new rules yet. He's still an old school ruckman. I think Grundy's got his number, especially after a big week last week. Grundy is going to go big. On Saturday night, you've got, I think, the best game of the round. You got Western Bulldogs versus the Hawks. God, it's going to be a tough one to pick, that one. It should be two heavyweights going at it. And expecting Bont, obviously, to be amongst it, getting busy. Bit of a harder matchup than last week against the Bombers, where Bont was at 90 or something by halftime. But still think he's the man, especially with Liberatore still on the cusp, Treloar and Ed Richards out. Bont's the man for the Dogs, but maybe Matt Kennedy, maybe Riley Sanders as that forward option as well. Interesting one. I'm expecting the Hawks to maybe give the defenders at the Dogs a bit of a run for their money. Maybe Bailey Dale getting a few kickouts. Need to see him get a big score for the year because he's been very, very slow. The Hawks coming off what I think is the best win of the decade that they pulled out last week. Just absolute nail biter at the end. I was there for it. And coming off that, expecting them to put up a good fight on Saturday night against the formidable Dogs. Love Josh Ward to start the year. He's been incredible. Connor McDonald got in the midfield last week in the second half and absolutely tore it up. A few others there. We'll see if Gunston gets up. He's much needed right now if the Hawks are going to make that push for finals at the end of the year. I think Gunston still very much a cog in the Hawks engine room and up front. The Wizard was good last week. He is also an essential part, Nick Watson, of the Hawks lineup. I think he's just possibly their best player at this point. His nippiness and goal nous is just so valuable in this day and age in how the game's played. So he's really hitting some strides and coming good at a good time for the Hawks in his third year, I think. Otherwise, who was good for the Hawks last week? I think Jarman Impey was all right. Sicily, all right, taking those clunks down back, especially that last minute clunk. Right after the Geelong clearance in the final minutes. Defending perfectly for the Hawks. So good to see Sicily getting a little bit more form. But should be a good one on Saturday night. Dogs versus Hawks. Geelong versus West Coast. Expecting to be the biggest blowout of the weekend. Expecting Bailey Smith, Max Holmes, even Tommy Stewart or something to get busy. And yeah, I'm expecting maybe someone like Shannon Neal to kick a bag. And I'd love to see Sean Manag have a big game because he's been very slow to start the year. Who else is good for the Cats, though? Uh, Zach Guthrie has been all right, I think. He's getting a little bit more of it this year than last. A few forwards there. But obviously, it's Bailey Smith. He's going to have a big day out on Sunday and expecting Max Holmes to go 120 plus against West Coast. But West Coast to be looking to have a fight back after last week. They had an awful day out against Sydney. And yeah, hoping that they can get their midfielders rotating through a bit better. Got a lot of youth there trying to come good. So it's going to be a struggle against the Cats. Maybe Willem Dersma, a sneaky one. I think he needs to just get into the middle more and more. Pull a Bontempelli in his second or third year and just pop off. Otherwise, yeah, a few outs though for the Eagles. I think Elliot Yeo still missing. Robertson's out. So a lot of midfielders and experience missing. So expecting a huge blowout against the Eagles. But maybe a few kick-ins for people like Josh Lindsay, Duggan, unfortunately, I have to admit. Liam Baker, maybe Brady Hoff as well. So defenders could be the play for that game if you're an Eagles fan. Sunday afternoon is Giants versus Richmond, and after last year's tight game, that one was the Giants versus the Tigers. I'm not expecting that this year. I'm expecting the Giants to run rampant against Richmond, and yeah, could be a battle lost in the midfield, I think, for the Tigers. You've got Callahan, Canelio, Toby Green's in there. I mean, Whitfield and Ash should probably be junking it up in the back half, I'm assuming, as well. Ash has been just amazing to start the year. And Whitfield has come good the last couple of weeks as well. And I think last year, they were the two to get it done against the Tigers. So that should be a big matchup for them. Expecting the Giants to run rampant. Short, though, for Richmond could be a good shout. He'll be taking a lot of kick-ins on the weekend. And of course, every week for Richmond, I will continue to tout Kane McAuliffe because I just think he's got some latent power that could really help Richmond out. And expecting him, he had a decent week last week, got into the 70s with a decent time on ground. So hoping he can get amongst it a bit more for the Tigers, especially in Adelaide, being a South Australian boy. And finally, on Sunday night, to finish it off, it's Port Adelaide versus St Kilda. And Port Adelaide's been a bit rough to start the year. They beat Richmond last week in I want to say, possibly one of the worst matches of the year, that one. I could not pick a best on ground. Port ended up winning by 50, but just wasn't fun or nice football to watch at all. So don't know how they're going to go. Expecting St Kilda to give them a good run for their money. Yeah, St Kilda coming off the bye. Could be some big scores for Naz, Sinclair. Yeah, maybe even Windhager as well. So a few St Kilda guys I'm keen on. That ruck battle's going to be interesting. We're probably, surely going to see DeConing or Marshall do something against Sweet. But I don't know. Sweet's got it all to himself these days. So maybe the dual ruck for St Kilda might work out for Sweet, but no, I think the St Kilda ruckman have it over him. Who else is good? Butters obviously has been a bit off the last couple of weeks. He just hasn't gotten going. Don't know if it's something about Rosie not being there, but he just has not put it up since Rosie's gone out of the side. So yeah, I've started not picking him as a captain option for the weeks now because he's just not getting it done. So a bit of a weird one with Zach Butters. And from St Kilda's point of view, there's a few names. I think they're on the cusp of selection, like McRae, Philippou, getting in the middle. Defenders, though, Wilkie has been good as well. Wilkie averaging over 100 to start the year as the captain. So he's got the captain's kick up the bum, and he's having a great year so far, Callum Wilkie as well. So defenders are usually a pretty good option at St Kilda, so expecting Wilkie to get amongst it again. And as I said, Sinclair, Naz should be getting pretty busy for sure. So quickly, guys, I got a few captain options I reckon are going to be popping off this week. I'll rattle through them here in order of when they're playing. So I got Nick Dacos and Caleb Sarong on Thursday night. I think to start the week, they are the two big honchos that have been putting it up week after week. Not so much last week for Nick, but Caleb Sarong has been hitting the 120s the last couple of weeks. And Dacos, obviously, going big most weeks when he is actually playing. So two big ones to start us off on Thursday. I reckon Will Ashcroft is finally coming good. I reckon he is there to stay in the Brisbane midfield and he is getting amongst it now. He is making it his own and yeah, just a balanced midfielder that gets everywhere in the end. He's just the chain that pulls it all together for Brisbane, I think. And against North in a pretty favourable matchup, I'd like to think. I think he's going to be going big. Max Gawn and Jack Steele against Essendon. Lock it in. Max Gawn is going to go possibly his biggest game of the year this week, I think. Against Blackiston in the ruck and maybe Peter Wright. So pretty easy matchup for him there. Should be getting plenty of it. Jack Steele again against Essendon. Think he's just going to be racking it up in the middle, tackling plenty. He is tackling so much to start the year, and yeah, don't see it stopping against Essendon on the weekend. Marcus Bontempelli against the Hawks. I just think it's the Bont. Again, I did say before, there's no Libba, there's no Ed Richards, there's no Treloar. A little bit of a reshuffle, and he is the kingpin now in the midfield. Got Kennedy, got Sanders, got Fraser. But yeah, it's Bont. It's Bont every day of the week. Lock him in. I think he's going to at least go 100 plus again. Hoping 110 plus, though, for the captain's sake. Bailey Smith and Max Holmes against West Coast. Another absolute lock this week. Bailey Smith having a huge year, obviously. Against the Hawks last week, still went big when most people don't go too big against the Hawks, to be honest. But he did, and he's against West Coast. And I think him and Max Holmes should have done better last week, even though he turned up. But I feel like he will go big against West Coast for sure. Plenty of tackles, plenty of CBAs on offer on the weekend. I think should be an absolute blowout. Two Giants down here. Got Whitfield and Ash against Richmond. They've been the two big ones at the Giants so far. And yeah, against Richmond, huge matchup. Should be getting plenty of junk. Just expect Ash to continue his amazing form to start the year. And Whitfield's been picking it up to where he left off and what he's been doing for the last 10 plus years. So lock in those two against Richmond. Should be big ones there. And finally, I've got a little, not too speculative, but I think Jack Sinclair is going to have a big day out against Port. I just feel like Port at home could be putting up a little bit of a fight, and Jack Sinclair will be needed out of the back half, taking plenty of kick-ins. Might even get rotated through the midfield a bit. He's the man. He just dominates for the Saints, and he's having his best year yet. And Port Adelaide haven't been too hot either, so expecting plenty of junk for Saints in the back half on the weekend, and I think Jack Sinclair could be going 130 plus. So thank you very much for watching, guys. That's my round 5 preview, checking out the teams and some captain options for you guys. So please follow and like and subscribe. Get on social media, give us a like, and yeah, come and hang out with me on the weekends, guys. Going to follow all the games as we go through it every weekend. Stop by, say hi. Check out some Game Day Squad if you haven't already. They've got some free packs with the code word MONSTAR. So check that one out and try a new way to play some fantasy. And yeah, please come and join me on the weekend, guys. Should be a bit of fun. I'll see you there.